Hey guys, it's Kristine. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about budgeting in my bullet journal. In today's video, we're going to be going over my budget for December 28th. I am paid bi-weekly and this is my second paycheck for December. But because it is at the end of the month, it's going to be paying a lot of January stuff. So if you want to see what that looks like, keep watching. In my December monthly budget video, I did mention that I was doing things differently this month to prepare myself for a reset, basically. So there's been a lot of changes. In my variable expense categories, I used to allocate money, like I would have a starting balance rolled over from the previous budget and then I would add money to it. So I'm not doing that this time. So last paycheck, the December 14th paycheck, this is kind of how it turned out. I was a little worried in the first week because I did spend $374 and I only had $647, and then here I did a lot better in the second week. So we're going to give it another try in this next paycheck, the one I'm talking about today. There are a few things also that I changed. So let's see. Okay, so this debt no longer exists. I paid those off, so that's not going to be over here. And then I have my G1 checking for my bills, and then I have my G1 rent, etc. So G1 are just it's just shortcut for my main banking institution. And T-Mobile is an online banking. And here I used to have my daughter's account in the G1, but now I'm having it in the T-Mobile. And then I have my variable expenses and my sinking funds in the same account, which is kind of like this, except I separated it out. So see how complicated this used to be. It's just a lot of stuff. So instead of allocating funds for each and every category, I am just going to have a lump sum to work with for these two groups because it is coming out of the same account. And then my daughter will have her own money. So let's go ahead and start with that. Oh, before I continue, I was budgeting for $2,200. For this paycheck, I got $2,269.19. So for my daughter, I mentioned I was going to go ahead and budget her usual $70. So the last paycheck I did zero her out, so there's nothing rolled over from that, so that's staying at 70. And then so her balance is 70. Okay, for Roth IRA, I'm increasing my contribution to $250 from $200 because I do have that little bit of extra. I want to send some of that to my Roth, and also to round this up to $5,000 because I think it would kind of drive me a little nuts if that was like a $49.50. So let's just say $250. So I want to round it up. That will then change my contribution for the remainder of my 2022 Roth IRA to $1,000 by April tax day 2023. Look at me. I done messed up. So my Roth IRA will have $5,000 contributed at the end of 2022, but I am still going to make it to $6,000 by tax day, April in 2023. hopefully sooner. So my buffer used to be my emergency fund. It is now my mini emergency fund. I know I haven't posted my goals video yet, but I do talk about in there how I'm going to be changing things up. So that is my buffer now, the 3,000. It's still a mini emergency fund, but then I'm going to build up like a whole separate emergency fund from that, one that I can't easily access. So this buffer is getting 0. And I think like in future, if I had to dip into the buffer and take money out, then I would add to it. So that's just historically been 0. This little bump is bothering me. Oh God, I'm gonna regret that, aren't I? Okay. All right, all fixed. So for Santa Saver, I'm putting $25 in there per usual. And so this is for 2023 Christmas. And now I've got $125 saved for that. I'm hoping to put more money in here than I did last year because 500 was not enough. I mean, I had to get creative with some things, and like I really wanted to spend a lot more. I mean, maybe it was a good thing I didn't have enough money for things I wanted to get, but we're just gonna aim a little bit higher. So that's where we're at so far. Let's see. Okay, so back to this. I budgeted $487 for rent, PG&E, and water. I currently have $532.72. So if I have $532.72 plus 487, that gives me $101.72. So that will be enough to cover this. But we have been using our heater a lot lately, so I kind of want to put more towards that than just $100. But we'll see where we're at with the other stuff. And then the TMO checking, that'll be my variable expenses, so that'll be last. So before we finalize the number for rent, let's go to bills. So I have my Blue Shield number 1 and Blue Shield number 2 that I migrated from the previous budget. Because the due date does fall on the 31st of December, I found it more fitting to put it here. Otherwise, that would have just kind of hung around there and I wouldn't have been able to close stuff out. So that's that. AD&D is $30, T-Mobile $150, iCloud $10, and dental is $32. Now some of these numbers might change. Dental? I feel like dental already came out. Oh, that's for January, so that will probably change. We'll see. Vision. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna be good for vision in the next paycheck. So all this adds up to $635, and here I've got, I need to change this because I previously had a bigger number in here. I hadn't taken into account some of the payments that I had made to my credit cards that hadn't cleared yet. So basically, they've cleared, and now I'm left with $195.09. And if I add 208, you'll see that that's not enough. That's 400, what is that? $403.09, and this is $635. So let's work backwards. So 635 minus 195.02.9. So 439.91. So I'm gonna have to put at least $439.91 in there to cover my bills. I am going to round that up though, because I like to have a buffer in there. So if I put 500 there, give me a second, guys. Okay, so G1 other is not being used. I put 500 there, and then rent is over here. But what if I wanted to increase the rent to 587? Let's see how much money that leaves us for T-Mobile checking. And those are the variable expenses. So we've got 2269.19. We're going to subtract the 275. And then we're going to subtract the 70. And then we're going to subtract 500 and 587. So that leaves me with $837.19. That seems like quite a lot of money. I'm not sure if I want to trust that number. Okay, well, let's do it in pencil. Okay, guys, here it is in pencil. So, start at the top. If I add $500 to G1 checking, that will give me $695.09. So that gives me about a $60 buffer for my bills. I'm okay with that. For rent, I'm starting out with $532.72. I'm adding $587. That leaves me with $1,119.72. That gives me about, what is that, like $140 buffer, something like that, which I'm okay with, because by the next paycheck I should have an idea of what PG&E is going to be for the following billing. So for checking, that does give me $837.19 to add to the $135.72. I still don't know how that's not zero, given how much I spent last time. Oh, did I have 140? So I did, okay, so I did, that makes sense. 647 minus 508. Oh my gosh, Kristine, get it together. Okay, so I did have some money left over. I'm adding that to it. I'm going to have $972.91. I think that is entirely way too much money. So I'm going to have to tuck some of that away, I think. You know, hide it from myself. Roth IRA looks good. This part looks fine. And I think we will be fine. So over here, I'm going to give myself a little reminder of how much I have in here. So this is why I do everything in pencil. 70. Okay. And then for T-Mobile checking, all right, I'm going to put some money, I think, in this, but I'm going to put it in Ally. Maybe I should just put it in Ally. I'm not sure what to do, you guys. Okay, I decided I know what I'm going to do. So this other, I'm going to put $200 in there. This has no job, except right now it's specified other. This used to hold my daughter's account, but I changed the name on the app to other. And then I'm going to take away that 200 from here. So instead of 837, that'll be 637, and my total here will be 772. instead of 972. And all this math should still add up. So I have that other right there. I'm hiding, quote unquote, that money from myself so that it's not in this account. So I think these two I will still keep together until I figure out what I'm doing for my January budget. And that's this is supposed to help me reset, kind of try things out and see what I can change for 2023, specifically for January, because of course you could always change your mind with budgeting. So I am going to put 77291, and that's for these both. Yeah. I'll use the ruler. All right, so I did some final checks and I went ahead and inked that in. I did notice that I'd penciled in the actual amounts for my bills, so I will have a little bit left over from this 973 anyway sitting in there, which just adds to my like feeling better about having a buffer inside that rent etc. account, because it's winter, it's cold here, like California cold. Obviously we're not in the negatives, but like in the 30s, in the 40s, that's cold for this Cali girl. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, hit like, and comment down below if you have any questions for me. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and link up another video right here, probably my last budget check-in, what I did last time. So that's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Bye.